Sure.
By congratulating Indiana on a great run and a great season. I have such respect for the way they play, the way they're coached. Um, Prayers to Halliburton, obviously, that was incredibly unfortunate, but I just gained so much respect for them. You just, in the intimacy of a playoff series, you really get to know your opponent, and they are an absolute handful, gave us all we could handle, and I just wanted to congratulate them. And I also want to just take a time to congratulate the city, Mr. Bennett, Sam, the rest of our organization. I'm sure we'll talk about the players, but a group of people that really deserve this. And I'm humbled that I get to be a part of it. And a huge congratulations to all of them.
Jenny, first question.
Hey, Mark. Jenny Carlson with the Oklahoman. After you did your on-stage interview, I watched, and you migrated to the back and just stood and watched things happen. I'm wondering what was going through your mind in those moments.
I'm just so happy for the guys. I mean, this is an uncommon team. This is a great team. You know, all the boxes that this team checked this season, it's a historic team. But there's no guarantee that you end it the way that we did. And so I just wanted it so bad for them. And I was just so thrilled that we were able to get that done and they get to experience this because they deserve it. You know, the way they approach it, the professionalism, competitiveness, team first nature. Like I said, I wanted it so bad for them.
Front right.
Justin Martinez at the Oklahoman. When you guys were getting presented with the trophy, Shea called Dub a once-in-a-lifetime player. Just what is it about Dub that makes him so special?
I mean, he's got a lot of runway still. You know, he's a young player. He's in his third season, but just the versatility, all the boxes he checks. You know, he's good at everything. There's nothing he can't do on a basketball court, and the cumulative effect of that is he impacts every game and is a great player that is still growing and still improving. But I'm just so impressed by him and what he can do on the court.
Back left.
Mark, whenever you made those hockey line changes at the end, you had an embrace with Alex Caruso. And have you thought about your journey with Alex at all and kind of where you guys started in the G League and now being NBA champions?
Yeah, that was a time warp. That moment, you know, Dort, you know, he was out here guarding, 50 feet when it was COVID and there were no fans in the stands and we were winning 20 games. And Shea, NAC, Dub. I mean, just the history that we all have together and the work that we've put in together. We've hung in there together. We've stayed together, the whole team. But yeah, I can't describe it. It was a special moment for me.
Fred.
Mark, you guys had one of the quickest turnarounds in league history. You just mentioned, winning 20 games not that long ago, losing 60 plus, I think 2 consecutive seasons. What is it about the character of the organization, about the character of the team that allowed you guys to make such a leap so quickly in that time?
I've called the guys uncommon many times, but I really believe that. I mean, just the way they operate, the way they behave, the way they compete is uncommon in professional sports. It just is. And then I also think, the organization's been at it for a long time. And before this build, Mr. Bennett's been here from the jump. Sam's been here from the jump. And those two guys have built a first-class organization, the vision for that, and then the work that's gone into that. Really put the wind at our back when it was time to start, from scratch, really. And, so that was a huge thing. I mean, as young as the team was and as new as everything was, there was so many people from Saint to Donnie Strack to Ayanna to Matt Tumbleson that were in place. Sam, obviously, his group, that, the players were young, but the process and the systems and the environment were seasoned, and that gave us a huge lift. And you add the players we had to that, and that's how I think the speed happened. And good fortune. We got lucky in some ways.
Myron up front.
Myron Patton, OKC Sports Radio. You've had big third quarters before, but this is the finals. What was your conversation at halftime like? Because defensively, you guys really kind of came out really aggressive. They kept calling timeouts, but the avalanche was underway.
Yeah, I mean, you watch any Game 7 of the finals, any Game 7 period, but Game 7 of the finals, it's a different feeling. It's a different level of pressure, the gravity of the game is overwhelming for everybody participating. And I thought in the first half you could see that. I think certainly with us, but with both teams. And the whole run, I've just tried to help the guys just be who they are. That's all we needed to do is just be who we are. And I thought the tone at the beginning of the second half with the offensive rebounds and it set a great tone. And then the offense started to come around. The defense sustained. And obviously that was a huge, huge run for us.
Tim in the back center.
Tim Reynolds with the AP. Mark, I'm going to take a risk and ask you about your least favorite topic, which is yourself. A lot of people have coached this game, and only 8% of them have won a championship. What will this mean to you? What will it mean as far as your journey and the fact that you probably proved a lot of people right and a lot of people wrong along the way? But what will this one mean?
I'm incredibly grateful. I'm grateful to Sam and Mr. Bennett for the opportunity. Grateful to the players, and I just feel such a sense of responsibility when you have a team like this. Everyone says, the team's hard to coach, and usually that has a negative connotation. But when you have a team that's this talented, this committed, this professional, this competitive, this willing to sacrifice, that's the ultimate pressure on a coach because you want to serve that, and they deserve that, and that's what gives me the most pride right now is that I feel like I was able to do that for them because they deserved all of this. So that's really what I'm feeling right now.
Second row on the right.
Guilherme Sacco from ESPN Brazil. Coach, congratulations on the title.
Thank you.
I know that you didn't have the time to reflect about it, but you guys just went through one of the best final series ever, like in terms of basketball played. You are one of the brightest minds of basketball right now in the world. How did you see the whole series, like the level of basketball that you played, that Indiana played? How did you see the series going on?
I mean, I think it was great for the league and the product for two small market teams that have never won a championship to have the type of series that we did. It was hard to appreciate that because it was just so hard in the moment. But one thing I learned is you don't really. It's hard to get to your ceiling as a team in the playoffs when you're playing great teams over and over again. It's really about how high your floor is. And I thought was the mark of our team. I mean, you have to really grind it out, and it's an endurance race. And you have to be able to win in the mud. You have to be able to win ugly. You have to be able to gut it out. And that's what we did. The team did an unbelievable job of that.
Valencia.
Valencia King, Real Talk Sports. Congratulations, first of all.
Thank
I'm going to circle back to a phrase I mentioned to you a few series ago. Be where your feet are. Both Shea and J-Dub said that. In 3 words, can you describe be where your feet are? How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think the team did a great job of that. I mean, we lost a tough game in Game 6. We went there to win. We really felt good about that game, and we did not perform well. And you're coming into Game 7, anything can happen. And I thought the team did a great job of just staying present in the game. Even when, we're down 1 at halftime, the game was not easy for either team. And I just thought the guys did an unbelievable job of rooting into the moment, trying to win the next possession, just let the game unfold the way it does. And the guys have done a great job of that all year. They did a great job of it tonight.
Michael Martin, Let's Talk Thunder. Mark, over the course of your tenure, you talked about being 0-0, give or take 1,000 times. I wanted to ask, after winning a championship, can you acknowledge that you're 1-0?
Yeah, I mean, those are you got to have those themes, and this team responds well to those things. If you put the right thing in front of them, they really take to it. And I think that's the right thing. It's the right way to approach competition. But these guys bring it to life. With the way they play. I mean, you could talk about it all you want, but it comes down to how you perform, and these guys perform like competitive monsters.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations.
Yep, thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
This concludes it. All session in here for tonight. Thanks, everybody.